Okay, friends, I am getting ready to show you something kind of cool. We're looking at Adobe Premiere Pro page here, and I'm getting ready to leave out and go visit my mom in Mars Hill. I'm leaving from Morganton. You just saw my fingers there. The thing that's crazy is I'll be able to stop these frames and we'll look at places where we're at along the way if I'm doing this in Premiere. I'm doing a screen capture. I thought it'd be cool to do a hyperspeed trip to show you what it's like out on I-40. I do these things once in a while. This was exit 105 is what we just left from in Morganton, North Carolina. So we're going 500% speed here. I'm averaging probably 60 miles an hour, 5 times 6, 300 miles an hour is the equivalent of what we're looking at. I think it's cool. I'll be able to stop on any of these. You can see the North Carolina School for the Deaf, this exit, School of Science and Math, Western Piedmont Community College. You know, here's the Morganton Rutherford Highway 64. It's kind of neat to be able to do this. This is the exit where Walmart is in Morganton. I'm not going to overly do this, but I think it's kind of cool to be able to stop and show you stuff along the way. So this is Interstate 40 going west. We're still in sort of western Burke County. That is the Black Mountains up ahead of us there. Where matter of fact, that might be Mount Mitchell itself right there. Pretty sure it is. Highest mountain east of the Mississippi. Glen Alpine, it's exit 100. That's where Continental Tevis is, big place that makes, gosh, what is it, brake assemblies and stuff for cars. A lot of automotive activity in Burke County. And so, yeah, we're just like busting it down the road. So we're going to go through Black Mountain, or Marion first, and then Black Mountain, and then see Asheville, and then we'll go over by Weaverville and all that on the way to Mars Hill. Mom is in a rehab home. Madison Manor, she's had a urinary tract infection, so y'all keep her in your prayers. She's not doing great. I'm just hoping she ends up doing better here soon. This water tower here at Cathy Road, there it is. Stop for a second. Yeah, I was hired to do drone flights around that. It was pretty cool. I must have done 10 different drone flights when they're putting it up. They brought in a big bottled water company out of California I think they're out of California. That's going to be able to do their business a lot cheaper in our area. So they're moving out here away from California. That's a good shot of the Black Mountain Range. Now I think my pointer, this is a knob that's on, Mount Mitchell's back over here behind. I think you'll be able to see my pointer since I'm capturing this to Camtasia. Yeah, this should be Mount Mitchell back up here in Mount Craig. 6,684 feet is how high Mount Mitchell is. And we're going to be, climbing a mountain here in a minute once we get past Old Fort. This is really cool for me to be able to do this. So there's, Nebo. We're in the Nebo area. Now, if we were up 300 feet in a drone, flying up here somewhere, we'd be able to see Lake James back over here on this right side over here. So yeah, hopefully it's not too distracting to you for me to do the pointer. This is a cool way to maybe do a little driving tour video. Now, you're not going to see a whole lot left and right on this. Because, I'm not shooting spherical type video. I did shoot in wide field of view with a GoPro Hero 11, and you see I'm shooting through my windshield so that you can see kind of the dirty windshield. We're at Marion Shelby in 2 miles. Now, Marion, that exit there, Marion's sort of like the gateway to going up into the higher mountains where I'm from. So you take this exit, which is exit 86, and that is the exit that heads up toward Mitchell County and Yancey County where the really high mountains are. So that is the exit there, exit 86. And so, yeah, we're just going along 300 miles an hour headed toward Marion. Now, Marion would be off, again, if you had a drone, you could get up in the air and see over these hills. And Marion would be off to your right. We're going by an exit here in a minute that is where the Marion Walmart is, if you've ever gone to that. Should see that here. Where is this? This is Ashworth Road. Yeah, we've got a little further way to go. There should be a rest area here somewhere. There's a rest area, which is there are not that many rest areas along. Here it is. Yep, rest area next right. I don't know what it's going to look like on YouTube when I do these stops, but it should be much sharper than when we're just busting it real fast. It's better to do this kind of high-speed video when the leaves are off the trees because the videos don't have to render out so much. So yeah, that exit the Walmart sits back over here if you're going to the Marion one, exit 81. So now we're not too far from Old Fort, not Old Fart. Some people see it and get it mixed up right quick and easy. Or they pretend they get it mixed up. And those mountains kind of up ahead in the distance there are the mountains we're going to be climbing. And they look teeny tiny there, but we'll get up closer to them and you'll see it's pretty high. You actually, from Old Fort, you're going up Old Fort Mountain, you climb from about, 1,450 feet to about over 2,500 feet. And then parts of Black Mountain are up over 3,000 feet. So we're going to climb those mountains here just in a minute. And you get out here to start going up. That's Parker Paget Road. Yeah, just checking to see where we are. You get out here to start climbing, and the speed limit, I think, is supposedly 50, but everybody goes like 65 miles. You're going totally backward. You're going to get run over if you go 50 miles an hour. But it says there's a $250, here's Old Fort, 1.5 miles away, exit 73. But it'll warn you. You're going to get $250 fee if you go faster than that. I was going to see if that's not it. And then nobody does that. I mean, it's just people hauling tail up there. Mountain Gateway Museum. Never been to that museum. I hear it's quite good. There's the old Fort exit. And those are the mountains we got to go up to get up into that Asheville area. See here, your right shoulder closed. Where was the warning? I don't see it somewhere. Trucks entering highway. Anyway, trust me, there's signs there and nobody obeys them. I just passed a big UPS truck. So I had the Hero 11 hanging off of a little some kind of little old clamp thing, suction cup clamp. Look how twisty-turny this is. And you see it's very rocky along the edges there. I'll stop a little bit so you can see that. The sun was pretty bright, but it's not terrible. You can stop and see the rocks. Everett Express. It's interesting to see the different truck companies, and you see so many of the same ones going up through here. Like, it's kind of cool. Extra. These are all the trucks that you see up here going a lot of the way. They'll all move over to the right so you can get around them. Empire, another Empire. That's one cool thing about this video. Even at home as you're watching it, you might try. Oh, we just passed. Let's back up a little. We just passed the Continental Divide. Nope. It's somewhere here. It is. It says that. If I can page back a little bit, maybe it's on up here. It says Eastern Continental Divide somewhere here. Oh, there it is. The Eastern Continental Divide. It tells the elevation. I was trying to see if I could read it. So anything this side of the Continental Divide, of that place right there, any rain that falls goes into a river and contributes to something that goes to Mississippi River. On the other side, we were just going up, that goes to the Atlantic Ocean. So that's what the Continental Divide's about. And where are we here? State Veterans Cemetery. This is the area here, Black Mountain, Montreat. Montreat is, it's a college there. But Black Mountain area, this is where Billy Graham ended up settling. He was born in Charlotte, but like the Cove is here somewhere. I was going to see if we can see. I think the Cove is over to the left, and this area over here is actually the Cove. If you go to a training thing at the Billy Graham Training Center, it's beautiful in there, man. It's gorgeous. Let's see. So at this point, we're pretty dang close to Asheville. We'll be there just in a matter of minutes. This whole video, if I were to let it play, not stop, it would take about 14.5 minutes. But it's Swannanoa. Now, okay, I'm 2 miles from Swannanoa. My battery dies here. There we go. That's where I had to pull over in Swannanoa and change batteries. So I'm getting back out, and we're going to go back out on I-40. Okay, I wanted to explain what was going on there. So Interstate 40 is still going west. If we stay on it, we're going to end up in Tennessee, but we're not going to do that. We're going to move pretty quickly here off to 240, Highway 240, which is an offshoot of 40. Yeah, there's the VA exit. There's exit 55. That's where my dad died, there at the VA hospital back in 2015. Folk Art Center, that's kind of a cool place, that Folk Art Center. It's on the Parkway. You can get on the Parkway there. Just seeing what else here. Yep. Forgive me, folks. I hope it's not aggravating to you watching me do my starts and stops. Anybody thinking they're going to maybe ride this road, though, I thought they might find it interesting to see what the traffic's like. This was on a Monday at about 2:30. See, we're close to Asheville. Blue Ridge Parkway there. Nature Center, Mars Hill University. We're going to be going to the area where Mars Hill University is. Here's 240. Mars Hill's where I went to school. Played football there till I got hurt. Finished up with a English and communications degree. And great school, man. Awesome university to go to. And I loved this area. And I love this. So this is where I spent, playing in bands in Asheville. I played in bands in Asheville, and I went to college about 19 miles north of here. Up ahead of us, Chuns, that's Tunnel Road. So if we were to, you used to get to the side of town, you had to ride through a tunnel. But now they got this thing called the Bowcatcher Cut, and we're getting ready to go through it here. It's a big cut in the mountain. That's what this is right here. These big rocks. I remember for years, all through college, they didn't have this, and they didn't have a highway that got from east to west Asheville. You had to go through that tunnel. I mean, man, you could sit there for a long time waiting your turn to go through the tunnel. You see, you got Harris, Cherokee, and everything is off. You can go down that way to get to down south, going toward the Merriman Avenue. Is a great place to go visit if you're in Asheville. Good restaurants, good stores. Thomas Wolfe Memorial's there. That's the Merriman exit. We're going to go down here and get on, that's Haywood Street. It's going to go downtown. The downtown is all to our left, by the way. If I were up in the air again, you'd see the whole Asheville skyline, but we're going to kind of go past all of it. So that's Asheville off to the left, and more Asheville to the right, but the big part of Asheville to the other side. And now we're taking Highway 1923, and we're going north. So we're going away from the sun, and we're going to be kind of passing through an area called Woodfin. Woodfin, I don't know how people say it. I always called it Woodfin, Woodfin. And then we'll go toward, let's see what the sign says here. University. Oh yeah, the University of North Carolina, Asheville is at this exit, and then you'll go to Weaverville, I think, and then on to Mars Hill from there. Elk Mountain Road, Woodfin, yeah. And boy, what a pretty day it was yesterday going to see her. It was cold. I think it was the temperature as I was riding here was about 37 degrees. Woodfin, North Asheville, Merriman access. I noticed a lot more houses up on the hills, not the one in front of us here, but over to the right there through the trees, you can sort of see there's a lot more houses. That used to be just a bare mountain up to the right. Now you can't see it now, but kind of through the trees you can to the far right. But man, there are like houses scattered all over up there now. So, and it looked like they're very high end, like people got some money. So yeah, we're looking ahead of us there. If you look way off in the distance, you see Johnson City's 59 miles away. So you're looking into Tennessee off in the distance. It goes straight up to Tennessee. Burnsville's 29 miles away. I actually went home through Burnsville because I didn't want to go back through the Asheville traffic at 5 o'clock. It was 5:30 or so. I stayed with my mom, visiting her till about 5:30. Hot Springs. Let's see, where's Marshall? Yeah, Marshall. So we're in Madison County. Marshall is part of Madison County. So we've left Buncombe, I think, at this point. And we are in Madison County, and that's where Mars Hill is, Flat Creek. Yeah, pretty neat. Flat Creek Road. It just brings back memories, folks. When I was in college, I was driving this road all the time. I did my internship in Asheville at Channel 13. And so I was every day, my senior year, a lot of it, I was going back and forth to Asheville. Like I said, I was playing in bands, Jupiter and Barnes. I always thought Jupiter's a cool name for, you got Mars Hill and Jupiter. It should be like a Venus and a Mercury or something, but okay. Jupiter and Barnersfield. Look at those purpley looking clouds. I've not adjusted any of the color in this. It's just what came out of the GoPro. I think I had it in natural color. So I don't remember them being that purpley looking, but that's kind of pretty. That's at Forks of Ivy. That's beautiful up in there, man. That ride. So I used to just get out with my little. I had a little old Mustang, Ford Mustang, when I was in school. It was just a little 75 Gia 4-cylinder. I used to ride all these little roads and all back up here in Mars Hill when I had just a chance to go see what's around. So here's Mars Hill and Marshall. I should take this exit here. And I went over to Ingalls and I didn't go into the university. I should share some video. The university is beautiful. I did a drone flight over it a couple years ago. But I don't go all the way into town. Let's go over here to Ingalls and I get Mom some snacks. I know that she likes, macadamia nut cookies. And even though she's diabetic, she wants to eat her snacks, and she's old. I'm not going to fuss with her on that. So I went and got her different, crackers and snacks and Debbie cake and stuff that she can have. She's here. So that's what it's. So we're gonna stop at Ingalls here. Then we're gonna just jump right ahead and get the heck out of here and go back over to my mom's rehab center. So this shouldn't take long. Did I leave all this in here? Good grief. That was a while. Okay. And should turn left here. Go back to her rehab center, which is, I think it's called Madison Manor. So folks, hopefully you've enjoyed this little ride. This is going to come to an end here very soon. And I'm going to also share look at the snow on the mountains over there in the distance. Anyway, I'm going to share my return trip, which I didn't go back the same way. I went through Burnsville and Little Switzerland, which is where I was raised. And so I'll share that with you in a subsequent video, which will probably be the next one after this one. So we're coming up here to Mom's rehab place. Should be, if I'm not crazy. Where in the... Oh, here it is. You turn left here. Yep. All right, folks, peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like. We're getting ready to pull into the rehab center, and I'm going to go visit Mom and pick us up at the next video, and you'll enjoy it too. Thanks.